Hello, 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 hello. How is everybody? And welcome to the Kitties Den. Yay! Forgive me, last minute I started chewing on a beef stick. Okay, that's more manageable. Okay, so welcome to Create and Relate. Come on in the den. I am your host, Lady Boomer from the Peninsula in Virginia, Kitty Lane. Welcome to Come On in the Den. How is everyone today? Before we go into things, I would like to remind everybody to please leave your thumbs. And I'm very thankful for the 420 subscribers. I did look it up today. If you have not pressed that notification button, please make sure when you see that bell, you press it and hit the one with the dimples so that you know when I'm always dropping fresh new content or whenever YouTube decides to let you know to check out my content. We have a lot of notes to go over today. I don't think you understand what I'm saying. We have a lot of notes to go over today. Yes, you know me and my notes. So, where do we start? We start with the sips and whips. Today, we have 18 ounces of, 10 ounces of espresso, great value, of course, and 8 ounces of French roast. With the Today we went with 12 ounces of International Delight Caramel Macchiato. So that is what we're sipping on, of course, with the dash of salt and the pinch of vanilla, the pinch of salt and the dash of vanilla. It is very hot. And for those of you who don't know, I don't microwave any parts of my coffee. I use the Keurig and the stove. And it's piping hot, but it's good. I don't have water in the room with me, but I will be drinking water the rest of the day. So that is it for our sips. Now on to our whips. Oh, I forgot to tell you, for breakfast I had a peach yogurt and of course the Slim Jim. Okay. So what are we working on, Kitty? We have developed two more whips and we got quite far on one of them because I looked at my gift list and realized it was kind of stagnant. So this is an extra wide and it's going to be kind of extra long. It's going to be 6 feet long. So I have one, two, three, almost four sections done. And I'm going to have to do five more sections. So it's going to be 9 of these sections long. And all I did was 5 rows of half double crochet. I did kind of like a crisscross, but it's a 3-prong crisscross. I call it cross my heart. Michelle, my enable lister. I so love you. So this is my first whip that I'm showing. The second thing that I started, I think you remember my Timu gift. And whereas I decided I was making market bags, I also remembered that my babies don't have Halloween baskets. So the plan, I don't know what I did with the other one. Okay. I call myself putting everything around me. As per usual, I forgot something. Crinkle alert. Sorry. 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 So this is going to be their Halloween basket or bags. And it's going to be big enough to be, what I want to do is make them like double out at the end of this Halloween to be like a laundry bag for them. So this is a 9 by 12 bottom here. It's going to be mostly closed in. And these are the other two colors that I'll be using. Now, this, after opening the packs and able to twist, maneuver the ball bands so that I can, I'm so sorry, staying quiet as I'm not feeling well today. I wish you speedy recovery, sis. Know that I love you and I'm praying for you. So, um, I forgot what I was saying. It's the 12 by 9 bottom. Wanted to be a laundry bag for them. I found out that this is not a stock weight. This one in this color, this slate blue and the green are actually 100% acrylic. And they're more like a 3 weight as you work with them. So what I'm going to do is double strand this one and run with it so that it will be a Halloween bag. So that is that width. And it's going to double as a laundry bag when they finish. Okay. Doing good so far. So my Dallas Cowboy blanket is over here in the cut. I have not worked on it in a couple of days. It will be worked on this week. I can't say exactly when, but it will have hands on it, hooked to it, and we're going to get it done. Green corner to corner. Now, this is what I was actually working on this morning. I took the kids outside so they could go play in the little play park. We actually got a few rows done on this. I'll show you the corners so you can see. I actually did one, two, three, four. Yeah, because I had three. One, two, three, four. I did four complete ones. I'm working on the fifth one now. So it is being worked. One of my neighbors saw it and said, I love that color. And I was like, oh, you already got four blankets. No, I didn't say that to her. I didn't. This lady is so sweet. She could probably get every blanket I make. She is that sweet. Hello, Green Journey. How are you? I am so happy to have you here. If you see me looking over, I am reading the TV screen as there's this big dollar sign on the chat here. So I can't really see everything all the time. Okay, the gift hat. I don't know if I brought that over, and I didn't. But no, here it is. Here it is. Pull the right thing out. I'm still working on it. I got stumped. I think I got a little disappointed because oh, but you're here now, and that's what counts. But I think, and I love the fact that you spell crew with a K. We are. I'm going to get to the health part of it in a little bit, but I think I got disappointed because there is actually a pattern up here, and I realized that when the yarn is this busy, the patterns really don't show. I see it because I'm working on it, and I'm pretty sure the person who gets this will probably enjoy the pattern. I can't even really show it because you really can't see it that well, but it's there. It's going to get completed soon. I have my purple cardigan, which I plan to finish this portion of the sleeve today so that it matches this. And that's all I plan to do with this today. That is absolutely all I plan to do with that one today. My Just For Me cardigan, however, I have actually sewn two panels together. Well, three actually, three. I did sew my back panels together, so they're done. The yellow, the teal, and the orange. So today I am going to sew my red panel, which is the front right panel. I know it looks backwards right now, but that's because it's inside out. And I am going to finish the front left panel, which is the green. I keep turning it upside down. There we go. So this is going to be my front right panel. And I am going to finish crocheting that today. Oh, ball band issues. We all have them. And I brought this over because this is going to be one of my sleeves. I am going to finish that panel because I have to start on this tomorrow, even if I don't finish it. Because we are down to, I believe, 52 days. Time is ticking away. 52 days before the completion of the cardigan. The invitation is still out there. You're welcome to join us. Thank you. Thank you so much. The invitation is out there for sharing me on your community wall. The invitation is still out there to join us with the Just For Me cardigan. So I'm hoping some more people will jump on board. Right now we have 4, and I'm grateful for those 4. The scrap blanket is going to be pulled out Tuesday. I've not heard anything from the group or the coordinator to see when Dalen is coming, but it is something that needs to be taken care of. So I put it on the high priority list. The 10 of Diamonds blanket, excuse me, will be worked on this week. I don't care if I don't do but 2 rows. I do plan on working on it this week. We had a cool day, a semi-cool day, and a kind of muggy day. So we're headed towards those colder temperatures. I want to make sure. I actually used to do this when I was a child. Crocheting had become a fave. Oh, then suddenly stopped. I still don't know why. Well, then we need to encourage you to pick that hook up. That's when, and hopefully when I show you all this lusciousness, you'll want to pick the hook up again. We need that from you. Strawberry shortcake project bag. It's questionable whether I'm going to work on that right now. I pulled all of my whips out and made sure I was listing all of them. So I'm looking at my list and I am effectively, y'all, down to 11 whips. I am. Everything that needed to be frogged was frogged except a portion of a piece of a blanket. So I will come back and visit you, Lord willing. I'm hoping and praying. I want you to come back and crochet. Okay, the padded jewels. Okay, I remember what that is. There was a black blanket that had variegated yarn in it and was busy like this. And that was for my oldest daughter. Have until Christmas to finish it, but it's still in the works. The knitted, mhm, the knitted scarf. I put blanket on the paper, and I'm like, I was not knitting a blanket, but the knitted scarf is still on the needles. I don't know how to cast off, so it keeps growing because I don't know how to cast off. It's plenty long, but and I wonder, but it's just out of reach. So when I learn how to cast off, it'll be done. The chunky poncho, yes, was waiting to get to this one. This, guys, is the one that I showed you that I started that I will be doing a tutorial for. I was going to do it today, but I figured today we would make this like a weekly thing. I had so much to talk about. We are not even at the end of the first page yet. So, yeah. And what I want to do is probably take maybe a Tuesday, Thursday, maybe both, and start the tutorial for this. I might even do separate videos and put them out there as videos, as I always seem to come up with things to talk about. Yeah. Okay. So now we're moving on to our FOs and FPs. FOs, of course, being finished objects, and FPs meaning future plans. I only have one finished object. If you remember my Timu blessing, I will refer to that probably often because I was super excited to get it. And I made a market bag. Remember, I told you that's what I wanted to make out of it. So I made this little market bag. It does have filled in spaces, which is not typical of me. Usually I'll make the side up and then I make the spacings all the way to the top. But I decided to kind of split it up this time. And I like it. I like it. This one is a 9x6. There's a 9x6 bottom. And I consider it a small. The laundry bag that I'm making is the 12x9. And when I make market bags, that'll be considered a medium. And the large, of course, will probably be like a 15x12. So, excuse me, that is it for the finished objects. Future plans, got quite a few, 8 of them to be exact. Frappuccino blanket, still acquiring the yarn. For that, I do plan on starting that. I might push that out until the beginning of the year. More market bags, definitely. Y'all, I'm looking at 3 bags of yarn over here. They have to be worked up. Plus, they make beautiful gifts. So they're actually going to go into the gift bag. Um, 3 house purses. I think you remember in the beginning, I was telling you that I wanted to make 5 house purses. Let my daughter talk me down to 4. Well, that number is now 3. We're going to do 1 for cleaning, 1 for the house, 1 for travel. The 1 for travel is going to be the one that's on my scooter as well. That was why I thought I needed 4. But I can always transform the one that's in the room to distance traveling if I go greater places or when I go to Texas. Right now, it's looking like it's going to be after the holidays. I don't like holiday travel. I'm already leery of planes. So anytime I feel like it's going to be congested, I try to steer away from those times. So I'm looking more towards probably January, February in making that trip out there. Plus, it'll be cold here and it'll be tolerable there. Okay, so now the card suit blankets, the 10 of diamonds that I mentioned, I am also going to be working on those at a later date. I just want to finish this one. And I'm going to tell you what happened. I pulled out my list of gifts and I'm like, these are things that I committed to myself that I was going to make. So I need to get things into their proper perspective. So I want to do the cardigans. I have 2 cardigans, but neither of those 2 were made by me. And I don't really do too many things for me. So I have blankets that I made for the sake of making. And usually what I'll do, I'll keep them in stock. And when somebody does something like really, really ultra special, they get a blanket. Um, I'm still living in the same place. I don't have the mobility to get to outer places like I used to. So I needed to focus on smaller things. I'm looking at like the administrative staff at the clinic that I attend, certain people out here in the neighborhood, Walmart associates that I come into contact with every day. And I don't want to overwhelm myself with a lot of blankets. So I'm focusing on those smaller gifts. and the gift hat, those types of things that I will be. Now, granted, uh, there have already been a couple of blankets given out. There have been, and I don't feel bad about it at all. But what I've decided to do from this point moving forward is put everything into a bag, and when I go over and I run into people, I'll have them to choose what they want. I got colors that they like. This particular scarf, the purple scarf that I showed, is of the colorway that the gentleman at the front door said he likes. He loves purples. And of course, being a purple lady myself, I kind of thought of this. So this I know will be specific. But there were several people who like blue, who like green. If it was something like an orange, then I'd come back and I'd focus on that orange. But basically, the other colors have been blue and green. So that's where we are there. I just knocked out two with that one. Okay, next year, and I want to start preparing for it now because I want to make another attempt at a temperature blanket. I have only completed two temperature blankets in my crochet career, and they were both done a couple of years ago. Forgive me, y'all, my hair was wet. As it dries, it curls up. I'm going to look like I have Twin Peaks in a little while. But I don't know how many of you all watch the Munsters coming up, like Herman Munster, Lily Munster, Eddie Munster, and thank you, baby. Okay, thank you. But the grandpa vampire who's always down in the basement experiment, had those things coming out his head. My daughter just bought me lunch. But we going through this list. Yes, we are. Okay, so now we move on to the SOs and the TABIs, the TABIs. The SOs, of course, being the shout outs. I want to shout out my little crew with the Just For Me cardigans, being the one who originated the idea, Blind Stitches Creations. Absolutely. All of this is down in the description box, by the way. And then the two others who came on board already, one being Joan Minsky, and Lori of Lori Stories and Crochet. And like I said, the invitation is out there. Anybody who wants to join can. The only qualifications is that it must be a cardigan, it must have ribbing, it must be done in panels, and it must be completed by midnight Eastern Time, December 1st. That way you can submit your pictures, all that good stuff, or if you are a content creator, you can, show it on your videos, on your channel, just, and keep us out there. I also want to shout out the crew from the Twister Hood of the Traveling Blanket. That was a project that I was a part of, and I don't know, every time I say it, I still get a little flush because it was so meaningful. It was so impactful, and I am grateful to have been a part of that journey. And someone suggested that it should be annual. I so agree. I so agree. I had so much fun, revelation, release even, and doing that blanket. And of course, it was spearheaded by Michelle of Yes Michelle Crochets, my enabler, and then it went from her to Jessica SMC, from her to Auntie Seta of Seta's Place, then to Ivy of IVB Creates, and then to Marty of Floss and Crochet, and then it came to me, and then it went to Juan the Yarn Addict. Okay, I loved it. Absolutely love it. And just the other awesome channels that you might want to check out is By Hook or By Needle, Sam, Linda Saxady, Miss C's Cottage, of course. Go there to get all the love in your bucket that you need. DOY Creations, y'all, the amazing things that this woman does with a hook. Oh my goodness. And then Cozy Crochet Co. All of this is in the description box below. So want to meet her. She lives in the city where I used to work, which is Chesapeake, Virginia. So she's right here, you know, like probably 30 minutes away, if that far. Okay, now we get to the health and weight updates. Okay, I decided to do something a little different this time. First, I'll tell you about my leg. My leg is fine. It's fine. I'm able to put weight on it. I still have the 2 indentations from the knees on it, but the bruising is starting to clear up. The swelling has never really been a big thing, so I'm grateful for that. But all in all, like I said, I'm able to put, I encourage you to start a traveling blanket for a project that you are passionate about. It is quite a work. Michelle, you know what? I hadn't even thought about it from that perspective. That is an amazing idea. You see what I'm doing? Y'all bear with me for a moment. I know Michelle understands this. Every time I talk to her, I have to have a notebook and an ink pen close by. Start a traveling blanket. I will take that as permission as well, because that was your idea, your baby. And I, like I said, I cannot say enough how relieving it was, and how, that whole process impacted me. How it, it really made me feel, it made me feel, there were sad moments, of course, because of, when you think of the reasoning behind it and why you're doing what you're doing. And like I said, it was healing. It was healing in a lot of ways. So I thank you for that. I also thank you for permission. Okay, the other part about the health and weight update. Okay, I decided to give you 3 levels that I'm like weighing myself on. Pain level today is about a 2. This is on a scale from 1 to 10. So the pain level today is about a 2. That's good. That's good. Please understand that I wake up every day in pain. I suffer from osteoarthritis, degenerative osteoarthritis. How you can tell, I used to be 5'4", and for a few years now, I was at like 5'3" and an eighth. I'm a solid 5'3" now. So it happens. Bone mass starts to say, deuces. Yeah. The second level is endurance level. And what I count by that is my ability to, I told you I walk from my room and around the living room and back. I try to do that at least 10 times a day, but I spread it out over the course of the day. I'll do 2, stop, do 2, and I'll continue to do that until I get 10. Well, I've been able to increase that to 4 times. I'm also able to stand up during the duration of dishwashing, which I haven't been able to do in a while. And while I'm washing dishes, I'm making my coffee, I'm wiping off countertops, those types of things. I helped the kids yesterday go through their clothing, and it's a lot of things. So I have to put my endurance level up to a 5. This morning when I got up before I did dishes on my coffee, I had it at a 4, but I have to up it to a 5 because that part has been really good. So overall, I would say with the conditions that I have and everything, and the fact that the weight, I'm sneaking this in here, is down to 320, y'all. Yes, it is a solid 320. So with that being said, I put my overall level at an 8. Happy about that. Happy, happy, happy. Okay, so upcoming videos you can look forward to. I recorded a video the other day of me in my little yarn aisle over at Walmart. Um, and life has happened. But I am going to be editing that and getting that out to you soon. Also, be looking forward to, because we're approaching that 50-day mark, be looking forward to the Just For Me cardigan update videos. Have to be getting those out there, and I have to be a little more on it. Okay. The gifting progress, I'll let you know from time to time, as I make things, or if someone else has added to the list, or how many I've actually done and how many have actually gone out. And then the market bag progress as well. I got 39 balls of yarn, y'all. And if I add the other 10 to it, that's 49. So that's a lot of market bags slash laundry bags slash whatever kind of bags you need. They're going to be bags. So I'll be keeping you abreast of that through separate videos as well. And we'll bring it all together on Saturdays here. So if you miss it during the week, you can come back on Saturday and get the whole thing. Okay, talks. The talk for today is very brief. I want you to remember this. I think it's called an anagram. Adores. Adores. What does adores mean? It's healthy ways to deal with negativity. That doesn't sound like adores. It's very simple. 4 ways. A, avoid the negativity. There are times you can see it coming before it gets there. Avoid it. Second, don't feed into it. If you're there and you can't avoid it, someone's giving you the negativity, don't do the thing with them. Mm-mm. You can be you can be a silent participant, or you can redirect the conversation. Girl, let me tell you about this cashier over at Walmart. If she ain't got a stank attitude and blah, 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 maybe she was having a bad day, because most of the time I go over there, they're pretty good. You got to say it. And that little lady at the door, when she greets me when I'm coming in, she just brightens up and most of the time they'll be like, you know what? Yes, she does. She really does. To the point that they forget about it. Or you can always squash it. Girl, let me tell you about that cashier over at Walmart. She got a stank attitude. Okay, we're not going there today. Negativity adores it. See how that talk turned out? So simple and sweet. Okay, so there are a few reminders that I want to remind you of. Don't forget to create, look around, see what you have that you can use as inexpensive storage ideas. I think I showed you, and I don't have it close by. Oh, no, here it is. I do. My Sheen bag, I'm putting my ball bands in it for right now. They are going to come out. I have another use for this, and they're going into a separate bag. But for right now, until that happens, the ball bags are in here. These totes right here, I think I can show you this one better. These totes right here, unopened, make good filing folders, bags, whatever. That Sheen bag will slide right down into one of those. And then you can use an open one to slide the closed ones into and keep up with things like your patterns, your graphs, or, anything. You can use them as dividers for notebooks and journals and those types of things. So try to look around and see what you have, because y'all, I don't care if you're a billionaire or a wissionaire. It doesn't matter. We're coming up on hard times, and right now they're hard for some, but guaranteed to get harder. So anything we can do to save a penny, stretch a penny, other than just wish for a penny, we can use what we have and make the best of it. Okay. Don't forget Taco Tuesdays. Check out One of the Yarn Addicts page on Tuesdays. About 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time is when he usually does it. This week's challenges are, of course, the running challenge of the Whip of the Week. The other three challenges are make a small vintage piece and then make a pink wind spinner and then create a make in the color of something that shows a cause, a holiday, or a season. So very simple. Um, yeah. So I'm thinking I might try the wind spinner, and I will also double that as being the color cause one for breast cancer awareness, which leads me into the other reminder. Please do not forget that this is October Breast Cancer Awareness Month, along with it being Halloween for those who celebrate it. Okay? So now I am giving y'all home to work to do at home. Y'all, you got a whole week. Okay. The first thing I want you to do is to try to, and this is starting tomorrow. You want to start today? By all means, let's spend 30 minutes a day doing your daily organizing. And I mean by that, and this is giving you an opportunity to rest your body, maybe not your mind, but your body, to sit down and organize, which leads me to another one. And, make a to-do list of things. You can do it in the morning, things you want to accomplish for that day. If you have meetings to go to, things you want to talk about in that meeting. If you have things you want to crochet, things you want to accomplish this month, those types of things. So just sit down for 30 minutes, or you can clear off your crochet space. Like me, I have these little totes. Decide to clean out one of those totes, take everything out, dump it out, shake it out, whatever, and put everything back in it, color coordinated or whatever. Just take 30 minutes to organize. 30 minutes a day. Set aside 30 minutes a day to organize, which leads me down to the to-do list. Part of my organization is done at night. Now, what I used to do and need to get back to, I used to literally create this list. So, and what I used to do is put times by it. I realized the times don't work for me because I have life going on. I have two grandchildren, 7 and 10. And when they have things that they need to do or things that need to be done, everything that I have to do stops. And that's fine. I'm not complaining at all, but I can't tie myself to a list or a time list because they come first, plain and simple. But I can still make the list. Okay. Please don't forget to, also a crochet journal. Remember I said write down a list of things that you want to do. Also, a list of things that you start. I found this over at Walmart for less than $5. Less than $5. And whereas it says it's a weekly planner, guys, when I put, and there's 60 pages in here. This is just for one project. So I was able to write down at the top what the project was, draw out what I wanted it to look like or the components that had to be in it. Jot down certain notes over here as I complete the components. I list that over here and what date I finished it. And then, of course, I have an end date down here. I know it has to be done by December 1st. And when I get to the bottom of it, I'll make whatever notes like my journey, how was it, was it long and arduous, or did I find it relatively easy, what I would change the next time I did it, and then my overall notes here, like the time it took me. Now, what I plan to do in the future is in this particular notebook, I need notebooks in my life. You may not need but a page, but I need notebooks. With this particular one, even though it maps it out in days, what I plan to do is not alphabetize, but make alphabet bullet points for each one of my projects. And what I will do is put the alphabet of the project and how much time I've spent on that project that day. Not necessarily how far along I got, just how much time. So when I go back to the completed project and I want to be able to write down how long it took me, I can say in hours and minutes how long it took me to do that project. So that's why I have so many notebooks. And then last but not least, if you have to go get sticky notes, please go do that today, because starting tomorrow, I want you to put a sticky note on your bathroom mirror or your bedroom mirror, or both, on a door, on the wall beside your bed, on the head of your bed, somewhere where you can see it readily, in the top corner of your TV, on your fan, in your window, wherever. Tomorrow, and all of this, no, it's not, but I will put it in the community posts. On Sunday, I want your sticky note to say, I am crafty. I am crafty. On Monday, I am smart. Now you have the option of removing the previous one or leaving it there. But these are things that I want you to focus on all day. On Sunday, you're crafty. On Monday, you're smart. On Tuesday, you are beautiful, or I am beautiful. Okay? On Wednesday, I am unique. One of a kind, none like me. Happy as I want to be. Yeah, that's me. Unique. I am unique. On Thursday, I am important. I am important. Don't let anybody minimize you. I am important. Number 6, I am worthy. I am worthy of the love. I am worthy of the respect. I am worthy of the manners. I am worthy of the chivalry. I am worthy. I am worthy. I am worthy of all the hugs and kisses my grandbabies give to me. I am worthy of the every morning my daughter wakes up and says, good morning, pretty, and make sure she kisses me and says, I love you before she leaves. I'm worthy. And then on day number 7, next Saturday, I want you to wake up with the concept of I am enough. I am enough. Only reason you're striving to be more is because you feel like you need to be more. Now, if it's a job requirement or something like that, that's understandable. But we're talking about self-help now. We're talking about self-health. We're talking about self-growth. Okay? So no, yes, you are enough. All right? And guys, we have gone through 4 pages of notes. Don't forget, negativity adores. Avoid, don't feed into it, redirect it, squash it. Okay, guys, I appreciate each and every one of you for being in, popping in, sharing, loving, just being who you are. Y'all always make me so happy. My heart just flips when I push that button, and even if I just see one there, I am happy for you, and I love you, and I appreciate you. Never forget that. And Michelle, I am definitely going to work on that project as well. I know that there are a lot of logistics behind it, a lot of planning, a lot of phone calls, all that good stuff. I understand that, based on what you did, and thank you. Thank you for the suggestion. Thank you for the permission. And I want you guys to always remember, in all of your walks of life, to be bold, be brave, be beautiful, and behave. Remember, Kitty Lane told you. Remember, Kitty Lane loves you. So until we see each other again on these YouTube streets, peace out, everybody.